Hey, dear After Ellen viewers, and welcome to the penultimate episode of Dana Does It with Glee. This vlog will be kind of abridged because, unfortunately, I have a kind of a dental emergency happening, wherein my wisdom teeth have called for an all-out mutiny of my face. And so I'm kind of in some serious pain, and most likely will be having some wisdom teeth extractions this week. So the next week's vlog should be a lot of fun. So what this boils down to basically is that I cannot open my mouth all the way. So if I sound a little bit like the Tin Man, I apologize. But anyway, let's kind of talk about just the general gist of this episode, because holy shiz, we have a lot of things to tie up and not a lot of time to do it. The theme of this episode was Stevie Wonder, and it's hard to go wrong with Stevie Wonder because he is so great. And overall, the music was really tight this episode. That's probably a lot to do with the fact that they brought back Amber Riley as Mercedes, and she totally wailed and blew like all her songs out of the water, which of course she did because she is Mercedes. But there is something in general about the nature of Stevie Wonder's music that just kind of like felt really organic. And the other members of Glee let themselves try new things and improvise in ways that I have not heard them, and I kind of loved it. So it was wonderful in a lot of ways. Glee must have had a surplus in budget because they managed to bring in about 700 guest stars for this episode, and big ones at that. I mean, our favorite Mike O'Malley as Burt Hummel, who always just tears me to shreds with how awesome he is, and then hello Katie Sagal as Artie's mom. Where have you been? No, seriously, I need to understand where you have been, why you have not been on the show before. Kate Hudson is back as that mega bitch Cassandra July, who, my god, you guys, at the end we find out, still a mega bitch, but is being a mega bitch so she can help Rachel achieve her goals. I wouldn't have exactly thrived under that situation, but thank God Rachel is as ruthlessly ambitious as she is, and somehow we all celebrate. Yay! Also, I've taken a lot of dance classes in my day, but none of my dance teachers ever had one of those sticks. I mean, I wonder if it's for keeping time, I guess, maybe, or maybe like hitting dancers in the kneecap when their plies suck. I don't know, but if anyone really knows the answer to that, let me know in the comments. One last thing about Cassandra July that I love and I find kind of hilarious is that all of her clothes have some sort of ab exposure in them. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. I think the costuming department just went and just took a pair of scissors and cut out like little windows in all of her leotards just so you could see those glorious abs. So thank you. A major problem, however, though, with having so many guest stars is that it takes away, especially at the end of a season, takes away opportunities and valuable time, especially when you have such a large ensemble, to really close up storylines, in particular ones that we care about, like Santana, Brittany, Rachel. I mean, even Tina. It's like she just stopped getting a storyline a few episodes ago, and no one cared. And like cast members, like the kid that plays Joe, just kind of disappeared into the ether. It's just, I hope Glee, in your 5th season and 6th season and 17th season, that you realize that your viewers actually care about the characters and want to see their stories be told. We love the guest stars, but it's a little too much. Something I found peculiar about this episode was that it didn't really make me feel much of anything. other than being very relieved that Bert Hummel is cancer free. That was pretty much the only storyline that really, I don't know, spoke to me at all. It felt like all these things were happening, and I don't know why I just didn't care. Um, and I hadn't had that much wine. Somehow, McKinley High has managed to produce the most successful class of college freshmen that has ever walked the face of the earth, and that feels so completely unrealistic. Really, the only New Directions graduate whose life feels any way, shape, or form, I don't know, authentic is Santana. Her struggles, her confusion, her fears of failure, that seems real. Everyone else just like gangbusters, like everything's great, we're all successful and amazing. Like, you're 19. While I loved seeing Amber Riley back as Mercedes, I was not in love with the storyline that they gave her. It felt so weirdly forced and not realistic. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it that they would in 2013. I do not buy that they would try to replace a singer's image with that of one who is more conventionally uh, thin or beautiful or come on. We live in a time where Adele is like the sexiest, most amazing singer in the world. I'm just not buying that whole storyline. Mercedes is gorgeous and beyond talented. I just end of story. Doesn't make any sense. Wayne Sweetheart, I 100% agree with Bert Hummel. I always 100% agree with Bert Hummel, but this is a terrible idea. Terrible. You guys aren't even. You're barely friends, and you're gonna. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Blaine Warbler Anderson. Totally made me hurt my mouth about how terrible your idea was. Oh, with Kitty jumping around from character to character to character, it's just the worst. I don't know if it's like they're just kind of flying by the seat of their pants trying to see like who has most chemistry as actors together or what, but it's just at this point, now that I actually like Kitty, she just deserves so much better than any of these chuckleheads that go to McKinley. Brittany. God bless her, but I don't believe in a million years she'd be going to MIT. I didn't believe it when they sent Panda to Harvard in Skins, and I certainly am not going to believe it on Glee. I realize that this has kind of been a little bit of a bitch fest at Glee, and I'm sorry about that. I guess I just have so many expectations of this season, and I'm really concerned about a lot of the storylines being wrapped up in a respectful way to these characters. And I I still have a little bit of faith that we're going to get some closure or at least some interesting bridges to next season. I truly hope my hopes for the next season would be that there is a major focus on the New York characters, which there should have been in this season. It really should have been a completely different show. And I hope that the Glee writers and staff see that. While I enjoy the new directions, I don't really care enough about those characters, and they don't really give us enough opportunities to care about those characters. Enough to want to see this format again. So I truly hope that that gets retooled and cleaned up. Um, I have enjoyed certainly parts of the season, but it has been challenging. And I know as fans, it's been challenging to watch the events unfold in front of all of us. But I would really like to know what your hopes are for this finale and then going into season 5. So let me know in the comments. And I really appreciate you sticking with me with my weird Tin Man voice today. And I will definitely be there to talk about the finale next week, even if I look sort of all with bruises and whatnot. But trust me, I will be there. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time on the season finale. Ow. Of Dana Does It with Glee.